Hey, Alex. We've been hearing a lot from hitters' perspectives about the batter's eye in the outfield and how it's kind of interfering a little bit. Wondering if I can get a pitcher's perspective on that and how you view
Anything that's bad for the hitter is good for me. So,
it.
but obviously we got a pretty good lineup. We're gonna score a lot of runs, I hope. And so, it seemed like they put the target back on yesterday, which hopefully helped. I hadn't heard anybody talk about it this morning yet, but I'm sure it was better than what it was.
Thank you.
Next question's from Alana Rizzo. Go ahead, Alana.
Hi, Alex. Dave really wanted you to be able to build off of your previous outing, and he felt that you did that. He always said that he admires how much you compete. How much do you think that's part of your game, even if you don't necessarily in a particular outing throughout the season have your best stuff?
Yeah, I mean, it's huge for anybody. Honestly, it's how you last in this league. Is the days that you don't feel like you have your best stuff, being able to go out there and grind it out and give a team a chance to win. So I felt like yesterday was maybe a little bit of an example. It was my first turn on regular rest yesterday. Through the whole quarantine innings when we were building up, you're getting 6, 7 days, even into the first sim game that I threw last Sunday, and so it was nice to get out there on regular rest. Feel a little fatigued from the start and push through. Especially Julio threw so well those first 2 innings and had about 3 minutes of rest in between my first 2 innings. So it felt good to get out there and feel a little fatigued and battle through, and ended up going out there for 6. So I felt good yesterday.
David mentioned that there was a little bit of trash talking from you, obviously fun banter as well as Jock Peterson. We are privy to that stuff now because there's nobody in the stadium. How much fun are you guys having with this? I'm sure you do it throughout a regular season, but we're just finally being able to hear some of the fun stuff.
It's fun. I told Jock after the game he's dead to me now. Summer, but no, the boys are looking good. It's fun, man. We have so many good players. We have so many guys that love to compete. Whether they'll show it outwardly or not, it's been a lot of fun. But it'll definitely be nice once we get the season rolling. We won't have to face these guys anymore.
Is it weird facing your own teammates, and how thankful are you that you don't have to face this lineup for real?
Yeah, our lineup's gonna be trouble for a lot of people. There's no give 1 through 9 now. It's scary to think that we're going to be able to add another hitter with the DH and all the options we have. So it's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
Thank you, Alex.
Next question is from Pedro Mora. Go ahead, Pedro.
Hey, Alex, I heard you say you often had to take 6 to 7 days between outings during the shutdown, but how did you manage to keep yourself at least 3 innings, which I think, if you hear pitchers across the league it is more than norm. Who'd you throw to? Where'd you throw? How much of it did you do?
Yeah, so I stayed in Arizona until the beginning of May, and then been out here since the beginning of May. And, we had kind of a good setup here. There was only about 6 or 7 guys total, broken up into 3 groups. And so we always had the beginning of July kind of targeted as what we were guessing and hoping the season would be starting. And so we kind of built accordingly. And once we got to the point where we started going live, our true MVP, Chico, has been playing left field, but he's also a pretty good catcher. So I would face 1 or 2 of our own hitters. I faced DJ Peters and Chris Taylor more times than I would have liked to when I was going live during the quarantine. But Chico was my catcher, and we ended up managing to have some semblance of a sim game for me to be able to start building up a little bit. And so it was definitely a blessing being here and having these guys, our training staff, on top of everything, all protocols and whatnot, to be able to move forward and get ready for what is a short camp and build up into a season.
Cool. Thanks.
I have a question from Rowan. Go ahead, Rowan.
I was actually going to ask the same question as Pedro, but I guess kind of building on that, how much did that time allow you, Alex, to feel good in this kind of a setting and to feel built up and strong right now?
Yeah, so it's, I mean, it hasn't been easy for sure, but just being able to throw live at all was a big help. Obviously, there's a pretty significant difference going from throwing like sort of a sim game against basically the same two, maybe three hitters, depending on the day, to jumping into playing more of a real game against your own guys. But obviously, staying on top of it throughout the whole quarantine, trying to throw as much as I could, trying to continue to build up in the way that we saw fit for me and for a lot of our guys was helpful. We have such a great strength staff and training staff, and being able to kind of put our heads together and figure out what's our best case scenario in terms of how to build up. And then now the more difficult part right now is with basically only 3, maybe 4 starts during this time is getting used to that 5-day again when we haven't been throwing on a regular schedule. And so yesterday I felt a little bit of that, but that's also why I wanted to try and get out there on every 5th day during this camp, so we can get used to it. Because once you get used to the 5-day schedule, when you get an extra day, it can only help most guys. And so just getting used to the 5-day, moving forward, building up, and getting ready to go from there.
Thanks, Alex.
Try this again. Another question from Ken Gurnett. Go ahead, Ken.
Alex, you're talking about the each step up in the build-up process, and the one step that really you won't have is facing opposing hitters, maybe only once compared to maybe 5 or 6 times in spring training. Is that a concern, and is there anything really you can do to mitigate that until the season actually starts?
Yeah, I mean, it's always a different level when you're facing another team, not your own guys. I mean, there's no doubt about that. I will say, with the quality of our lineup and the quality of the players that we have, we're having fun. We're building up. Everybody trying to stay healthy, moving into season. But there is a little bit extra in there, because you have to compete and throw well. Otherwise, these guys are going to make you look silly out there. Our lineup's so good. But I think it'll be fine, man. It's just the up downs. And once we get into season, I think it won't be too big of a deal, especially since most guys have been throwing all these months. It's not like we took a month and a half or 2 months off. We've continued to keep our arms in shape and move forward from there. So I don't think it'll be a huge deal. If anything, I think it'll be a benefit once we start facing some other teams.
Another question from Alana Rizzo. Go ahead, Alana.
Alex, how much do you think being able to rest and not have the wear and tear on your arms over the course of a 162-game season, every 5th day start, will benefit the health of your arms to keep you guys fresh during this 60-game series?
Yeah, I mean, you can look at it 2 ways. I think it'll help for sure. I think it really helps the position players, those guys, being able to feel as good as they will for, you would hope they would for a 60-game stretch. I mean, most guys have been throwing a lot. You haven't been in game action, but at the same time, still not like an off season. Everybody was at the point where they were 3/4 of the way built up and spraying things in. Then you take a step back, then you try and move forward. And I think the biggest thing is just us coming out of camp healthy with all of our arms, because during spring training, I think it's like 3 times the injury rate in spring training as compared to the whole season is like 3 times, and that's in a normal spring training. So you would hope that moving out of this 3-week summer camp, if everybody's healthy, you feel pretty confident, feel pretty good about that.
What do you need to do to let Dave Roberts let Chico hit?
No, it's all right. Those boys can take the ABs. I'm okay with that. I think Clayton Walker and some of those guys, they might say different, but I'll let our DH take all the ABs he wants and score me as many rounds as they can.
Thank you, Alex.
A final question from Ron Cervenka. Go ahead, Ron.
Yeah, Alex, almost to the man. Everybody has said, by the way, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Almost to the man, everybody, the pitchers have all said that they're not really big on the wet rag thing. What's your take on that?
I don't know. I probably won't use a wet rag. I don't know how much benefit that would actually have. We haven't even really, most guys haven't even been talking about it at all. I'm sure as we get closer to the next week or so, they'll explore what the benefit of having a wet rag in your back pocket will do. But I have not given that a go as of right now.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alex. Thanks, everybody.